Hello students, how do you do? I'm here with another video of Class 11's Compulsory English, Unit 24 of the lesson The Wish, which belongs to a group of short stories. Students, let's begin. Turn to page 219. Understanding the text. Answer the following questions. A. What did the child do to the scab on his knee? Answer. He picked it off or peeled the surface layer with the help of his fingernail, leaving a circle of smooth red skin on his knee. Then he threw the scab on the carpet, which was lying on the floor of the room. B. What kind of effect did the carpet have on the child? Answer. As he gazed at the carpet from top of the stairs, the child was pretty amazed at the size of the carpet. It was so large. The enormous red, black and yellow carpet that stretched the whole length of the hall from the stairs on which he sat to the front door in a far distance. He felt that the carpet was even bigger than the tennis lawn. He had never really noticed it before, but now, all of a sudden, its color seemed so mysteriously bright and it amazed him. C. What was he afraid of while walking across the carpet? Answer. He was actually playing a childish game moving on the carpet. He imagined that red parts of the carpet were red hot lumps of coal, so while walking on it, he should be careful not to walk on the red part, otherwise he would be burnt. And he considered the black part of the carpet as a lump of black poisonous snakes, mostly adders and the cobras. He was afraid that if he touched this black part, he would be bitten by those snakes and he would be dead before tea time. So he was afraid of touching the red and black parts of the carpet while walking across it. D. What motivated and encouraged the child to start and continue on his journey? Answer. He had to walk across the carpet only by stepping onto the yellow parts. If he could do so, then he would be given a puppy as a reward on his birthday the following day. This motivated the child to successfully complete his journey across the carpet. And for someone who had on the previous day successfully traveled the whole length of brick path from the stables to the summer house without touching the cracks, this carpet thing would not be too difficult. This thought encouraged him to win this game which he had created. E. What did the child see as he looked down on the black patterns of the carpet? Answer. As the child looked down on the black patterns of the carpet, he saw bundles of black snakes, mostly adders and the cobras. Actually, this was his childish imagination. He had created this in order to play a game. Now, reference to the context. A. The writer creates two voices in the story. Who are they? Answer. In the story, the author uses authorial voice and character voice. Through the use of third-person narrative, the author takes the audience to an imaginary world. He inspires the readers with the pure innocence of a child and the strange imaginary world the child enjoys in. We adults are unable to understand children from their point of viewing the world. Also, the story is able to amuse and entertain the readers with the child's sweet experience of the magical world. B. Read the extracts given below and answer the questions that follow. The black parts are snakes, poisonous snakes, adders mostly, and cobras, thick like tree trunks round the middle, and if I touch one of them, I'll be bitten and I'll die before tea time. And if I get across safely without being burnt and without being bitten, I will be given a puppy for my birthday tomorrow. Question 1. What does the black part mean? Answer. The black part of the carpet means black poisonous snakes such as adders and the cobras. Question number 2. Who is the speaker? The speaker is a young boy, the main character of the story. Question number 3. Why doesn't the speaker want to be burnt? Answer. The speaker doesn't want to be burnt because he is able to walk across the carpet without touching the red part or being burnt. Then, for this success, he would get a puppy as a gift or prize on his birthday the following day. This was his childish imagination. C. Which images and metaphors are used in the story? Answer. Various images and metaphors are used as literary devices in the story. The following images with their metaphors or meaning is used in the story The Wish. Number 1. Scab on the child's kneecap, which means a challenge, obstacle, bravery, and fearlessness of the small boy. Number 2. Red and black patches on the carpet has a metaphor of challenges, bravery, and risk for the young boy. Number 3. Yellow patches represents happiness, hope, self-confidence, success, and pleasure for the young boy. Number 4. The black patches represents poisonous snakes, which has the metaphor evil, danger, temptations, and death. Number 5. Image of a small puppy represents happiness, desire, success, and accomplishment for the little boy. And at last, number 6. The carpet itself is a metaphor of the difficulties and obstacles faced by the child in reaching his objective. D. Summarize the short story The Wish in about 200 words. The summary goes like this. The story begins with a small boy courageously peeling out a scab on his knee as he sits on the stairs and watches a large carpet that stretches on the floor of the big hall of his house. He is quite amazed at its size, and his childish imagination begins to amuse him. He takes the red patches of the carpet as lumps of red hot coal which will burn him if he steps onto them, and the black patches on it as the poisonous snakes that will bite and kill him before tea time. If he is able to move across the huge carpet without touching those red and black parts, and only by stepping onto the yellow parts, which imply a safety zone for him, then he will get a puppy as a gift in his birthday, which is on the following day. He was quite motivated to start this quest as he had on the previous day successfully traveled the whole length of brick path from the stables to the summer house without touching the cracks. This carpet did not seem to be too difficult to him. This thought encouraged him to win this carpet game which his childish mind had created. So he struggles, stepping from one part to the other on the yellow patches, careful not to touch the red and the black patches. As he moves forward with great care and attention, he struggles at many points but is able to reach the last part and is almost successful in his mission. At the meantime, he hears his mother calling him from behind the house. She was looking for her son, whereas her son was busy in his own world. Thus, the story ends. The story shows the events through the eyes of the narrator and the child. Comparing the two styles, who presents more interesting or effective view for the readers? 1. Answer: the whole story shows the events through the eyes of the narrator and the child. When the story is narrated by the author, we understand the psychology of adults, how they look at the activities of a child from their point of view. Like, for example, the narrator describes how this young boy gathers up all courage and peels off the scab from his kneecap and throws it on the carpet. From his point of view as an adult, he is trying to explain to us that children are like this only. They love to try out new things every time and are into trouble due to lack of experience and wisdom. Children are purely innocent and mischievous in nature. At the same time, the author has written the story as if spoken by the small child, or in other words, through the eyes of the child. By doing so, the author is trying to make us understand the psychology of children, their innocence, and how they explore their imagination. Like, for example, in this story, the young boy plays a childish game with his strange imagination on the large carpet of the hall. He imagines that the red parts of the carpet are red hot coal. He should not step onto them, as he will get burned if he does so, and the black part are poisonous snakes which will bite and kill him if he steps onto them, and he will die before tea time of that day. So he says that he should be very careful to step onto the yellow parts only, and if he is able to walk across the room stepping onto the safe yellow parts only, then he will get a puppy as a gift or prize on his birthday the following day. I would say the story narration from the child's side seems more interesting, as it gives us a clear picture of how children are, how they think and imagine, how they create imaginary games, and how they are completely engrossed in their own fantasy world. We, the adults, should understand how much it means to them. It really helps us to understand the children and their psychology. So, I like the second style of narrating the story, that is, from the child's point of view. Now, question F: is The Wish a story about self-confidence, overcoming fear, or about greed? Give your arguments. Answer: The Wish is a story about self-confidence, overcoming fear. At the beginning, the child overcomes the fear and peels out the scab from his kneecap and throws it. It lands on the carpet. This makes the child more confident. In the same way, he had on the previous day successfully traveled the whole length of brick path from the stables to the summer house without touching the cracks. So this success also boosted up his self-confidence to face another challenge of walking across the carpet, stepping only onto the yellow parts and avoiding the red and the black parts, as the red parts were red hot burning coals and the black parts were poisonous snakes according to the imagination of the child. If he was successful in doing so, he imagined that he would get a puppy as a gift on his birthday the following day. But this was just his imagination, and no one was gifting him a puppy in reality. So we can say that it is not for the greed that he gained the self-confidence. It was merely by overcoming the fear that was inside him. Now the last part, reference beyond the text. A. Do you think our wish can be fulfilled? Why or why not? Answer. Yes, I think our wish can be fulfilled if we are confident enough to work hard for it. We have to overcome our every fears, just like the small child in the story. Every person's achievement was his wish once upon a time. Without wishing for something, we cannot achieve it. The desire to achieve something is our wish, and that wish should be very strong. Everything is possible in this world. There is a saying, where there is a will, there is a way. We need hard work, determination, and a continuous effort to make our wish come true. B. Why do you think some people might have a frightening nature? What would you suggest to them to overcome it? They should be actually fearing nature and not frightening nature. To frighten means to make others frightened. My answer to this question would be, due to some failures in the past or certain circumstances or coincidences in their life, some people are very timid or fearing in nature. So they are afraid to take risks or face any kind of challenge due to lack of experience in their life. They are the first timers. To overcome one's fear, one should do small things first, or the simple things first, before going on to the complex or complicated ones. Their experiences of achieving small accomplishments in life will encourage and motivate them to face big challenges. So good experiences build up one's self-confidence to overcome any kind of fear in life and will help the person to be successful in what he does. So one should attempt first, and it will lead to a second step. We will also fail many times in our life. We should learn to accept our failures. Our every attempt to overcome our failures are the stepping stones towards success. C. Write a folk tale that you have heard or read. Students, I've already done this in the previous chapter, that is Unit 12, and the topic of the lesson was Down the Rabbit Hole. You can check out my video of questions and answers, so I will not do it again. And there are so many folk tales in this world, including the Nepali folk tales. So you can write one of them here. So this is all for today, students. Have a good day today, and see you all in my next class.